why God is not a new question at all. And in John 9, Jesus encountered a man who was born blind. The people are falsely assuming it was a result of sin. And they actually asked Jesus, who sinned? Was it this man or his parents? And Jesus told them that it was neither. And when they assumed it was a generational curse or a lack of faith, but Jesus set the record straight by revealing the real reason. This happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Sometimes the purpose of prayer is to get us out of our circumstances, but more often than not, the purpose of prayer is to get us through them. And I'm not suggesting that we shouldn't pray amazing deliverance prayers, but there are times when we need to pray prevailing prayers. We need to ask God to give us the grace to sustain, the strength to stand firm, and the willpower to keep on keeping on when our businesses aren't going the way that we had envisioned them in our head. And there is a big difference between praying away something and praying through it. So often, I know I get anxious to get out of these difficult, painful, or challenging situations that I fail to grow through them. We get so fixated on getting out of them that we don't get anything out of them. And we fail to learn the lessons that God is trying to teach us, or maybe cultivate the character that God is trying to grow in us. We're so focused on God changing our circumstances that we never allow God to change us. I just want to present that sometimes we need to pray, get me out of here prayers, but sometimes we need to pray, get me through this prayers. We need the discernment to know when to pray what. And I think if we're being completely honest, most of our prayers are those ones of personal comfort, rather than God's glory. We want to pray away every problem, but these prayers sometimes short-circuit God's perfect plan. And even when a prayer isn't answered in the way that we want, we as believers can have a peace that passes understanding because we know God hears us. And I'm sure you've already experienced times where we thank God for the prayers that he didn't answer, almost as much as the ones that he did, because he always has a better way. And the best answer is, very rarely what is most convenient or comfortable for us. Sometimes the best answer, actually always the best answer, is the one that brings God the most glory. So, can our prayers change our circumstances?